Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Hex. I'm your guy KNTX. So happy you guys joined me here today. I was planning for this stream today, and I realized I don't know if I'm going to be able to really get it all in an hour. There's a reason why we've got probably close to 10 hours worth of pre-taped content. So the Muse storytelling team, they are actually the ones that built our website for MCA. They've also set up all the videos. We're setting up very soon a portal for existing clients to go in and listen to Ideal Business Solutions, which is our partner and business partner on the attorney side for setting up the trusts. And he's going to be able to break down the specifics of a lot of these trusts because it's very specific to how you set these things up. Yes, trusts can be drafted by any random attorney off the street. But this guy has this complete package solution that they've done hundreds of times for 100 millionaires and billionaires. So it's very specific. So I'm going to leave a lot of those fine details to him being able to, as we update the website. The website's not even completely done. That's why we really haven't done a big push for Mountain Crypto Advisors yet. We've got with an exchange we're trying to build, with the publicly traded trust, with a private bank that we're trying to build for Hexicans. We're kind of at our bandwidth right now. We've brought a lot of new people on board to make a lot of these things happen, but we didn't want to roll out preemptively. But the conversation that's arisen around the last week has really caused a lot of people to garner interest. In fact, we've had record numbers of people coming to find out more about what MCA is. So a lot of people are setting up consultations. We've had record number of people signing up this week. So I appreciate you, Hexicans, for being the discerning, brilliant individuals that you are. I mean, that's how you found Hex, right? You saw what, first of all, most of the crypto space didn't see, and most of the legacy space didn't even know existed. You cut through the noise, you discerned for yourself. You did a great job for yourself there. So of course, my chiropractor's calling. Anyway, let me go ahead and say thank you guys for being the great community that you are. It's been amazing. I can't believe the feedback we've gotten, the DMs I'm getting. I can't even keep up with them. You guys are so freaking amazing. That's the testament of the community that we have here. So I do want to throw a hello to Enoch, T-Bird, Red Squirrel, Mr. A, Sandy A, Hexagon Girl, Lario, Crypto Games Club 369, Crypto King. I do want to say that if you guys send Jimmy Dore and his beautiful wife a postcard telling them to interview RH, we might be able go ahead and DM Crypto King for more details on that. That would be really cool to get him on the Jimmy Dore show. So Dorsey78, Bougie Raccoon, Mr. Dolo. Just going back to this, so already got 50 Hexicans do it, but let's get that to 100, even 1,000 postcards from around the world. Let's go. That's another thing, is all of these things that we're doing, all the marketing, the political, all the different things, the entertainment, like a documentary. This is all community, guys. You guys are making this happen. So me, RG, Hexo, Funding Gym, Whales, we might be the face sometimes on some of these things, but it's you guys. We're just representative of you guys. So thank you so much for letting us be your representatives. Mr. Dolo, Melv Tony, Josh Rivera, Mr. Sojourner, Angelo Jr., Downhill Swimmer, Crypto Freedom, Pay Me Hex, I stubbed my crypto. Hey, we got someone on the Twitches. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. Oh, hey, Trevor, this is great news. Had my MCA chat yesterday. Went great. That is fantastic. Mr. Sojourner, if you ain't watching, you ain't rich. I like that. That's funny. SE, Alan Phils, Ame. Hey, now we've got an intro for a waiting screen that's 80s themed, and we've got an outro. So it all works out well. Oh, hey, I want to throw what it's up to all my Twitchikins, Twitch Hexicans. Wes Bailey. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Hex Bless. Tin Top. I don't know, Tin Top, if you saw my email. I didn't see a response to it yet, but hit me back, bud. Hit me back. So Hexy Quinn, SJ Reed, Sci Vibe, No Sive. Man, this is great, guys. So I've got a little don't have enough. Hey, David Morales, my man. Yep, absolutely, bro. So I try to respond to telegrams, but with all the different projects that we're going through, I am days behind. I'm starting to understand. I'm not to the degree that Richard understands, but I'm starting to get to the point where I in a day's time, I can't even get through all of my messages. So I do get to them, guys. So just let me know. It's just going to take a little while to get there. Daraj, Exponential Gains, Crypto Journeyman, Orion, Tex Hex. Hey, brother, it's good to see you, man. Browse, Two Warriors. All right, I can't take too much time doing this. Blackwing, it's good to see. So let me get this going. We have been slammed this week, guys, and so I apologize for if any of you guys that we haven't been able to get back to. It's been amazing, actually. The responses, like I said, it's record numbers. It's even more than the week that we came out and told people that MCA we can start filtering people through. So it's been amazing. Not much else I can say other than that. But I do want to go ahead and start explaining some of these basics here. So the first thing that I want to address is, and it's probably not the right time to bring this up, but it's obviously, with all of the discussion that's been had lately this week, not that we were trying to hide anything, we just hadn't started to really reveal a lot of the details because we hadn't really started to make a push for showing you guys why we should do this. But it's great because it's actually brought to the forefront some of these things that are important, obviously. So let's go ahead, and we're updating. Like I said, we are updating the website. That website's not even done, guys. So here's what our fee structure looks like right now. So if you are going to be cashing out less than $1 million, you're at the 8%. $1 million to 2.5, or just under 2.5, is 6%. 2.5 to 4.999 is 5%, and you can see it tiers all the way down to 1.5% for greater than 100 million. Now, there's some things to think about with that. There is an upfront cost of $10,000. It's $500 for the consult, and then it's $9,500 if you decide to go forward with this. The consult really just takes care of the person's time. And be honest with you guys, it's really to see if you're serious. If you're not willing to pay $500 for a consult to set up your asset protections and get your accounting financing things in order, then you're probably not a good fit at this point in time anyway. So it's actually kind of a filter, but it also does pay for our people's time, because there are people. One thing that a lot of people don't know that we haven't really talked about is that our business partners, they are the same partners that own Armis Advisors. And so with this, you have to think about what their internal policies are. They don't get involved in any asset that their clients currently hold. And they do this for two reasons. Number one, there's no conflict of interest of them playing against their clients. And number two, there's no feelings as to setting things up that works to their favor. So if they're not so they are not invested in Hex, Pulse, Pulsex. It's part of their company policy to not be. So they don't have it's all logical decisions that they make going forward. None of it is feelings, or they have no skin in the game as far as that's concerned. All their only concern is to take care of the customer itself. So we have expenses because these people need paid. They're not getting paid by price appreciation in Hex. If someone wants to come around and create a free option for people and wants to front the millions of dollars themselves to make it free for Hexicans, I invite that. I think they should do that. I think that'd be really great. I don't even see it as competition, honestly. And who cares about the competition? Because Hexo and I've had this conversation, and Wales and I have had this conversation. This isn't about the money. This is about setting people up, taking care of people. This is about helping us find our own solution, and then helping the Hexicans too find the solution as well. So we've negotiated a lot of these rates. So that $10,000 fee up front, that's about a $50,000 trust bill to have a good, legit attorney that knows the right way to structure these things especially as it is as a comprehensive package, it's going to cost you about $50,000 across the board. So we've negotiated as Discourse Syndicate and as the streamers, like a $40,000 discount right off the bat. Now, what we did is we made Ideal Business Solutions, our estate attorney, we made them a business partner so that while he can pay the paralegals and he can pay the people that are actually doing the front-loaded work to get going, he doesn't see a dime profit until there's a cash out. So I want to just take one example here. Let's go ahead and use this. So let's just say we're at $1 million and it's 8%, even though technically $1 million would bring you at 6. Let's use the worst case scenario here. So we've got 8,000. We've got, let me say, I didn't do my brush yet, so that's probably my fault here. So say we've got $80,000. So 8% of $1 million cashed out is an $80,000 fee, right? Well, 40K of it is to pay for the loss that we fronted as an MCA, pay for setup through the accountants. That is horrible, man. I need to get one of those nice pen things that our guy Big Pep does. So 40,000 to pay for setup. That means there's 40,000 left on the table, right? And you'll see why the comment I made on Tuesday, at the end of the fee, there's not a lot left over for us business partners. And it's not even about the money for us. Because let's be honest, guys, we're in this because Hex is the key, right? Hex and Pulsex, those are really the real wealth makers for us. So let me explain this now. Now we've got 40,000. Now here's fees that you have. You've got fees for, let's just do this. Tax prep. You've got fees for, this looks crappy, guys. I am so sorry that you have to deal with me on paint here. You got tax prep. You've got trustee costs. These are all annual fees, by the way. These are all annual things that cost to run. We have partners that are not in crypto that need to get paid for these things. And keep in mind, once you do these things, once you cash out, these fees are paid for you into perpetuity. This is not transactional. These are not fees we charge you every year. These are fees that come out of this $40,000 right here. So if you only cashed out $1 million, paid an 8% fee up front, half of that goes away to us all the way. Give me a second here. And you're gone. So let's pull this back up here. And now I can't even pull it back up. Won't pull it back up for me here. So with these fees, with the tax prep and the trustee, I gotta pull it back up on the screen share accidentally. Log that out. So if you've got a fee into perpetuity, yeah, learn to paint with kinetics, right, Essie? So tax prep, you've got a trustee fee. It's about a trustee fee per each trust is usually about $2,000 to $3,000 a year, depending on your attorney. And the tax prep can be thousands of dollars, depending on how complex your situation is. We're going to go through the complex scenarios going forward here. So if you have these fees and you're never having to pay those ever again, so you cashed out $1 million, you paid 8% fee. 40,000 of it went automatically to subsidize the cost of getting set up because we gave you a discount up front. Then you've got ongoing fees of tax prep, trustee, and then there's some other additional fees. I'll have Blake come on and talk about these, but there's additional annual fees that go forward. So from now, say you're 30 years old, let's say 40 years old. Say you're 40 years old and you live till you're 100 years old. That's 60 years that you don't have to pay for your tax prep, your trustee fees. If we can make that work within 40 grand, that's a pretty good deal. Over your whole lifetime, you've only paid 40 grand for those fees. Okay. That's a pretty good deal. I want to actually, let's just start a new one here, because now we're going to get into some of the setup here, some more of the details. Let me see if I can see if I have this graphic still to pull up. Why is it not coming up? So it was funny because Huddle Dog, while I'm pulling this up, Huddle Dog pulled out, yeah, I can cash out in French marks, and it's only a $33,000 savings for him to cash out from US dollars into French marks. But that doesn't include setting up your trust, your estate protections, your litigation protections, your tax benefits, and we didn't even get into the tax savings, because the tax savings far exceeds the fee that you're going to be paying here. So give me 1 second. Why is it not coming up for me here? I'm not sure what's up with my system here, but I might just have to do it. I had a nice infographic provided for you guys already. Because there's a lot of misinformation going around out there, and that's why I didn't mind doing this stuff. Well, and it didn't come on here. Give me 1 second, see if I can reach out to someone. So let's get into, yeah, I'm just going to have to do it this way. Huh, it's interesting. It didn't even come through. So let's share this. So let's look at how the structure works here. And then I'll actually leave some of that. So we'll do how these buckets are fed. So this is the LLC that our tax advisors create for you. Our tax and legal team create for you. No. This right here, there's usually so in the legacy finance markets, guys. So in the real world, where you actually spend real money, where you actually can get stuff done, since nobody actually accepts crypto anywhere in the world. So with this, when a firm like Armis Advisors creates something like this structure and how this feeds these buckets, there's usually a 10 to 12%. We didn't like the 10 to 12%. We understood that as more people, just like in any other business, the more you spend with a company, there should be a tiered approach where you pay less with the more you're spending with somebody and the more you're doing with that company, right? You give discounts. If some of you have actually run a business before, so you understand that you want to take care of your good customers, right? So with the legacy finance markets, when they create something like this for you, you're actually looking at a 10 to 12% rate of them giving them ownership, 10 to 12% of the company. We're not even asking for money until you cash out, and it's off of the total amount. So, and I'll get into more of those details here in a minute. So we said at the highest rate, let's give people almost, let's give them a 33% discount. Let's go from 12% down to 8%. And that's at the highest fee structure. So you go anywhere else in the real world with real people that are actually advisors that can quarterback the tax professionals, the legal professionals, and the actual financial advisor professionals to quarterback a whole situation for you. Or you can manage that yourself if you want. If you want to make that a full-time job and you don't want the one-stop shop, a place that takes care of all this for you on your behalf, that's fine. That's cool. I don't mind. But if we go in here, the first one is the RLT. This trust is called, so your LLC, as you cash out of crypto. So here's your crypto. I probably should have just put this up here. Here's your crypto, and you're cashing out into your LLC. The reason we cash out into an LLC instead of under your social security number is because we can write off expenses. There's a lot of writing off and tax preferred benefits to cashing out via the LLC. By the way, this crypto, we never take keys to. Mountain Crypto Advisors does not take keys to your crypto, does not take possession, does not do anything with your crypto. It is completely in your control all the time. The one thing that does have to be done at some point in time, and if you have a decent accountant, this should be happening anyway. A decent accountant is going to want, hey, we need to look at that wallet so that I can write off that we are compliant with what the IRS is asking for. So, and that's between you and your accountant. So if you give the MCA team, the accountant side, you give them the crypto address, the Ethereum address that your crypto is in right that moment, that only stays between you and the accountant. And that's just so that the accountant can make sure that they're compliant, that there's not money slipping out somewhere else that they can't account for, that they can't give you the protections with. So it's all about the legal protection. It's all about setting up the structure correctly. So it's just between you and the accountant. Me, Hexo, RG, Funding Gym, Whales, not only do we not want to see it, we will never get to see it even if we wanted to. So when you cash out into the crypto, into the LLC, then at that point in time is when when it's cashed into fiat, into the LLC is when the fee is due. And it's based upon what your total amount of crypto that you're holding, not even the amount that you're cashing out, which is a huge key distinction that a lot of people, there's a lot of misinformation about out there. So Revocable Living Trust is essentially your legacy. That's what you're going to hand down to your kids, your grandkids, to aunts, nieces, nephews, whatever it may be that you're handing this down to. The Revocable Living Trust, which we can build insurance contracts and life insurance products within this trust, which is really cool because those can be the things that actually fund your real estate deals and some of these private equity deals that are available out there on the market. We'll get to that because that's where MCA in the long term, I mean, years down the road, is going to make their money. And I'll explain how that actually works. Because as you saw from the first example, the actual cash out fee is not where MCA makes their money. It just pays the bills. It pays for the accounting staff. It pays for the paralegals to make sure everything is legit. And if you ever need to make changes, there's no additional fee to that as well. So with the Revocable Living Trust, that's your legacy. That's handing down to the next generation. With this trust, this is what's called a domestic asset protection trust. This is the one where you will put your rental properties, you will put your cars, you will put things of value, diamonds. Hey, thanks, Garo Crypto 555 Club. I appreciate it. Thanks for the 20 pounds, bud. Awesome content, Kinetics, from the Cuatro Cinco Club. Cuatro Cinco Club. Thank you so much for the 20 pounds, brother. So with this domestic asset protection trust, this is what actually keeps when you run over a 5-year-old in your Lamborghini, which I hope that never happens to any Hexicans. But this ever happens to you, this is where you're going to have your real protections. We have them sited out of Las Vegas or out of Nevada because Nevada has some of the strongest asset protection laws in the country. And so what happens is if you have your money, especially after this is cured for 2 years, I'm going to let the attorney get into the real fine details on how that all works with those mechanisms. When someone comes to sue you, you personally who owns it, you personally who own the LLC have $0 to your name. You have no value. They can sue you all they want. They will get nothing from you. Everything is hidden in your domestic asset protection trust. This is what provides us the litigation. This also provides us against legislation in a lot of ways. And we can get into all that stuff later. So what state does your LLC need to be registered in? That will be dependent upon your situation. When it comes to crypto, we're liking so far, it's not the only option, and it's not even necessarily the best option, but one option we really like at this point in time is Colorado. And our attorneys and our accountant do that for you. They set that all for you. Yep. Fee is based on your net worth, not amount cashed out. Yep, that's exactly right, Bob the guy. That's what I just said here earlier. The longer you wait, the bigger your net worth grows, the lower fee you pay. Exactly. Not only the lower fee you pay, but we still have bills to pay in the meantime. If it takes you 5 years to cash out, you never get charged until you're ready to cash out. So with the domestic asset protection trust, this is where you can actually create income from all of these three. So let's go ahead and get through all of them first. There's so much to this. I could jump around all day long here, but let's go to the next one. So domestic asset protection trust. And then the last one is, and I'm not going to give away too much alpha on this one, but this is the charitable remainder trust. And there is about 4 or 5. Yeah, exactly right. It's because there's a cost to managing clients' accounts, right, Wales? So administration of anything is not free. They're not in crypto. They're not doing this out of the blessedness of their heart. We negotiated a lower rate for hexagons, but people need to get paid. These people aren't crypto rich like a lot of you guys out there. They need to get paid. So yeah, I agree, Dorsey. It's not unethical to play the game within the rules that are already established. This is what has been done for generations. So you can either be the one that gets run over, or you can play by the rules and be better at the game. That's what I recommend. So with the charitable, I wanted to, yes, actually we are working with several people that already have trusted advisors, and MCA is working to help quarterback those guys too. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sorry, Will. I probably should. I probably should wait till the end to start answering these questions. So let's wait till the end let's do some of these. Nevada is good for this type of stuff, but do your own research. He is correct on that. So, well, you have to play by the rules first before you can change them. That's the next play. That's the political play that we're playing at here, bud. That's a long game, though. In the short term, you need to get set up. You need to get protected. And however you see fit to do that, and whatever risks you yourself are willing to take, that's great. If this isn't the right option for you, no big deal. Why don't you guys go make yourselves a sandwich and have a wonderful day and not even stress your little minds about it or even argue about it. It's not even a point. There's not even a point to be had with that. So with the charitable remainder trust, like I was going back to this, there's about 4 or 5 different charitable remainder trusts. Strategically, there are certain ones that are funded in order to provide you additional protections. Now, this charitable remainder trust, without getting into the details, I'm going to let the attorney get into that. They can be for a set period of time, 5, 10, 20 years. They can be for your lifetime, the way that you set it up. Here's the beauty of the charitable remainder trust. So anything that after you've cashed your crypto out into fiat into your LLC, this charitable remainder trust is what gets you your tax benefit. And it's a lot greater than 8%. A lot greater than 8%. The rest of this stuff, just think of this stuff as free. All these other asset protections. But the charitable remainder trust, you dedicate a certain dollar amount to your charitable remainder trust, you get the tax benefit today for this tax year, and you don't have to give that money to a charity or a family foundation. By the way, we can create family foundations for people too. You don't have to give that money away until that charitable remainder trust expires, which could be your lifetime if you decide to do it that way. And the beauty on that is they can do what is called an overlay strategy within the charitable remainder trust. And with the overlay strategy, they can actually, with every $1 million of money, you can get about a 3 to 5% with they have got this down to a science. They're earning their billionaire customers somewhere between 3 to 5% annually. So $30,000 to $50,000 a year off of every $1 million put in these overlays. You can draw income out of your charitable remainder trust for the life of the charitable remainder trust and still have that tax benefit that doesn't even, so you're making money off of your charitable giving before you even have to give it. It's a brilliant solution. It's a brilliant thing that that has been utilized for generations by wealthy families. Now, the thing is, you can do this overlay in other places too. You can put this overlay in any of these charitable or these trusts. So it's beautiful structure the way that works. So I look at this as the tax savings alone pays for all of this. The tax savings you get pays for all of this, and all of this is just icing on the cake. Not only do you pay less in taxes, but you get all these extra protections on top of it. I don't understand what people don't get. I mean, we've got not a lot. We've got very few, but we've got some people that just don't get it, and that's fine. Like I said, if this isn't for you, go get yourself a sandwich. Have a nice day. Why waste any more breath or any time worrying about it? If you want to make this your full-time job to manage this and have to do your own taxes and try to round up everything for your accountant and try to help the account or your trust attorney set up all these individual pieces and make sure they're the right individual pieces, because there's a lot of different types of RLTs, DApps, and CRTs out there, guys. And the combination of them together don't always work the way you think they would. So if you don't have a charity, here's another brilliant thing. I love that one thing that's coming up in all of the hundreds of conversations that MCA is having with potential clients, and some of them are actual clients already, is that people in this Hexakin community, they want to give back. They want to fund charities. They want to do good in their local communities. They want to do good all around the world. They want to help with political campaigns to help change the system. Like, there's a lot of good that these Hexakins want to do. And it comes up with pretty much, Blake is telling me, like, every conversation he's having with these people, it comes up. And to me, I'm like, yeah, because they're Hexakins. It's just second nature to me. But he's flabbergasted and blown away by this. If you don't have a charity that you want to designate these funds at the end of your life or the end of the term of the charitable remainder trust to donate to, we're actually having MCA clients put in input what is going to be the default charity that we just assign that to. So Hexakins and MCA clients, which are Hexakins obviously, are going to have the say over where those charitable, just the default charity goes to. But say you want to do something else. Here's something else that's really cool. We create a family foundation for you. So at the end of your lifetime, these funds that are dedicated to the charitable remainder trust go to the family foundation. In the meantime, you can employ your friends and family up to $50K a year salary to run the foundation. You can do a lot of good by funding it with the charitable remaining trust and funding your own family foundation and giving your friends and family a job. So all of you guys out there that have parents that are rolling sushi rolls, you can retire them and put them in a family foundation doing good for the world. That is huge to me. So here's where we get to why we don't want you guys. Honestly, the long-term goal is for you to never cash out crypto ever again. Take out enough to get these overlays and some of these other private equity things funded so that you don't have to cash out any more crypto, so you can continue to roll your Hexakin bags into longer, larger stakes. That's really our ultimate goal. Maybe it's a little bit selfish for me, RG, Wales, Hexo, and Gary to think that way, but we want everyone to stake bigger, longer, stronger. And that just helps everyone in the system. So that's why we've designed this, to create cash flow outside of crypto, so you can live the life that you want without ever having to cash out too much of your crypto. You know what I mean? So you guys can continue. In fact, we're trying to generate enough income for Hexakins. If you can make $100,000 a month and make over $1 million a year, how much of that do you really need to live? $200,000 lives you a pretty baller life. And that leaves an extra $1 million a year to do what with? Well, if you're like me, you're going to invest it in real estate and crypto. I'd probably buy more Hex. I'd probably buy more Pulse. I'd definitely want to buy some more Pulsex. So just throwing those ideas out there. But here's where in the long run, and we're talking years probably down the road, and maybe it happens sooner. That'd be great. No big deal. Here is what's really cool about where MCA is actually going to make their money. The fee just takes care of the expenses, guys. Just keeps the lights on, keeps us going. Here's where you can fund after you cash out into the LLC, or you can do it from your life insurance. You can fund these deals also. We've created a private equity fund that allows MCA clients to invest in this fund. So with this private equity, we can do real estate. We can do private companies. We can invest in private companies. So a lot of you guys are really excited and have expressed interest in Make a Difference Energy. We can do that through here and have your accountant just manage all of that, and then even feed some of your and there's no fee to go from these deals to fund these trusts too, guys. Think about that. So if you fund these trusts with some of this extra money that comes out of here in the future, that there's no fee. There is no crypto to fiat fee into your LLC that MCA collects on that. So that's just one less fee compared to the misnomers that are out there. So with these deals, we're hoping to create enough cash flow for you guys that you never have to touch your crypto ever again. You just continue to roll it and stack it and roll it and stack it and buy more Richard Hart products and buy more Richard Hart products. How this fits into the bigger scheme of things is we have a publicly traded trust that can actually it be invested into from legacy finance. We want to take legacy finance money. We want to take all of Grayscale's business. We want to take their billions of dollars of assets under management. We want to roll it into the Hex Investment Trust. And we want to go ahead and market buy off of Uniswap and whatever the Pulsex swap. We're going to want to buy those for the fund and push up the price of Hex and Pulse and all these other things, because we got more than one trust we're planning here on these guys, and we're already working on the other ones. We've also got a private bank. That's where the political comes in, guys. Description in the link below. We are helping a campaign of the treasurer of the state of Nevada. The reason why is because he is very, very much aligned with us in the way of unserved industries like crypto needing banking products. He is very, very much aligned with us, and we're working on helping him design a private bank, and it's a pilot program that we're looking at possibly starting ourselves, where we can create a private bank for hexagons. So all of this that you see right here all feeds into itself. Tie it to a crypto exchange, and you can onboard your friends and family for pennies on the dollar compared to having to pay these gas fees and go from ETH to USDC into Hex and then bridge it across to Pulse, or however route you're taking to get people into the Pulse side of Hex, or even Pulse itself. We're trying to streamline all of that, guys. And this is just, when I was saying yesterday that this is just the building block, the foundation for all that, that's what that really is. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and start answering questions. So there's a lot more to it than a lot of people. I'm not seeing any of this out there, and it's partly our fault, but we weren't really ready to start rolling a lot of the stuff out until we had it all ready to go, guys. So we didn't want to create any expectations of the work of others, but these things are happening, guys. These things are happening. What is this? That's a great idea. We're going to have to do we've got some really descriptive videos that just haven't been uploaded to the site yet. The site's literally not even done yet, guys. Since the conversation that's come up this week, we're going to go ahead and roll that fee schedule right to the beginning to the front of the website and get that built in. So absolutely. But I like this idea, Hex Live PowerPoint, and put it on the site. I like pictures too. That's how I work. I kind of comprehended how all this worked, but when Blake sat me down and actually wrote it out, that's when I understood. Like, oh crap. Okay, so I'm getting a tax benefit, but for free, essentially. I'm getting, actually, all of this comes out for free after you consider the tax savings. I'm getting all of the asset protection too. So, hey, that's cool to see, Ugpoo. And let's see. I love it. I love it. Dorsey, I love you, man. You were so great. Yes, and I'm just breaching the surface. Like I said, I don't even have enough time to go through how all of this works. Hey, thank you so much, Bob Lagai. KNTX and crew have paid a huge amount of time and money out of pocket to make MCA happen. You're welcome. Me too. So I didn't really want to bring this up, but I need to validate members on our team. RG and myself have put out well over 200K to make a lot of these things happen. Our team as a whole, everyone on our team has put out well over $300,000 to do all of this. And I don't even have stakes ending yet. So I'm going on faith here that eventually this is going to pay me back. And I know it will, because we've got the right team. We've got the right hexagons. We got the right product. We got everything right. So I know it'll come back and pay in spades. And I don't even care if it pays me back in spades. Actually, if it just helps the price appreciation of Hex pump, it was worth it for if there's no other money that comes out of any of these deals going forward. As long as we can build the Richard Hart vertical integration, that's really what matters to us here on our team. And so I don't think people give RG and Hexo enough credit. These guys have done a great job of vetting their business partners. So anyone that says you got to be careful who they're doing business with, because I obviously can't speak for myself, because who's going to believe the guy that's speaking for themselves? But if you're going to come out and insult Hexo's intelligence for the people that he decided to partner up with, that's an insult, because he's a very smart guy and he spent a lot of time with all of these guys to vet these guys. And he was instrumental in helping negotiate these rates. A lot of you guys know me as kind of a cutthroat businessman, and it's true. And that's why we were able to negotiate these things, because when it came to getting discounts for hexagons, I was unapologetic about it, because I knew that they needed us more than we needed them. But we need these solutions. So that's what we've done, guys. That's literally what we have done. So, hey, thanks, Falcon Crypto. I appreciate it, man. I talk how I talk. Your reaction is up to you. I love that. I trust Hexo and RG3. So do I. That's why I wanted to be in business with those guys, because those guys, if anyone says that they are below reproach, you guys haven't been paying attention the last 2 years. These guys have literally spit out a spleen for this community, put up their own money, made things happen in the background. They could have easily, not necessarily fleeced, but they could have extracted the maximum amount of value out of this community through the last 2 years all day long. And all they've ever done is give. So for someone to throw a tantrum and argue with themselves on Twitter, trying to argue the fact that we're in this for the money to take advantage of hexagons, hasn't been paying attention or doesn't have discernment. Just flat out doesn't have discernment. So you guys showed up just as I was beginning to think about this. We need a way for people to preserve the wealth they accumulate from RH products. Thank you for everything. I agree with this. We actually literally just went out trying to look for a solution for ourselves. We literally thought that's the conversation we were having when we flew out to Georgia to meet these guys. But then we realized, if we can have some quality control and make sure these guys offer legitimate products and don't fleece the hexagon community to make these things happen, absolutely. Let's do what we can to make sure that hexagons aren't lottery winners, that 3 years down the road, they're bankrupt and it's as if they're in a worse position they were before they made the money. So we just wanted to create solutions for you guys. I agree. These are all set up. This is all designed so that Hex never actually has to be sold. Yes, Wales, you have been talking about this for a year, even before this concept was put together. That is true. Oh, I love this comment. Damn, it's hard for me to think. Me thinking people are smart, but I am the guy asking where the ETH went, so I am broke. Blah, blah, blah. That's funny. Because that's the argument, right? Oh, you guys are partners. Do you guys make money off of this? Well, that's the same thing as asking, where does the ETH go? literally the same argument. Once the money has come out to pay the fee, if you don't find the value to pay in what is being offered to pay the fee, again, go enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Why make a problem of it? Why throw a tantrum and argue with yourself on Twitter over it? It doesn't make any sense. But that is literally the same mindset and the same energy as where does the ETH go? We've all been through that, haven't we, guys? Hey, Crypto Ewok and I, we slummed in all the same Discord chats back in late 2016, early 2017. Crypto Ewok has been my brother in arms since before Hexakin was even a thing. I appreciate your hard work, brother. I've known you for years, bro. Thanks for the hard work that no one sees. We actually, most engagement we had with each other was in the Crypto Junkies Discord channel with Jameson Brandon, who manages our channel right now. So with the help now, thanks to Joker, man, director of operations. That man has so many great ideas. It's going to be hard to get them all implemented on our channel. Everybody done told you. That's right. That's right. Will's done told you. Hexo done told you. Richard Hart done told you. I guess people thought I was playing games. I love it, dude. Yes, Sandy. We have really vetted our team. We got one of the best. Yep. Yeah, I'm just not going to argue with people that are really irrelevant when it comes to actually taking care of things. So I know some people really wanted us to air this conversation. Like I said, you don't give credence to a kid throwing a tantrum. Several individuals decide to come at people within the community sideways every few months. You can go back and look at their track record. We've had I know she probably wouldn't want me calling her out on this, but Nerd Girl quit because of him. So, and she was doing great work, man. You should see behind the scenes the connections that she's made for us. So some people just like to stir up problems. Even when they're wrong, they don't mind being wrong as long as it makes them relevant. And that's okay. It is what it is. Hey, thanks, Hex Yoda. Thanks for the $5. Will MCA manage only a portion of my crypto and charge fees only on that portion when I convert crypto to USD, or does MCA need to manage all crypto? You decide the wallet that they manage. You decide the wallet they manage. So with Hexo brought this up on Tuesday, that if you have another wallet that you want to pay the full taxes on and not have the same protections and things of that nature, you want to have a separate wallet that you cash out with, that you don't want MCA to have control, any kind of fee at all exiting out of. You don't have to dedicate that wallet to this. I mean, they can't promise you that they can fund or provide the protections that all the rest of this stuff does when you do it that way. But yeah, you don't have to do that, man. Definitely not. Yeah, that's what I asked Limon Ortega. He partnered with me. He partnered with me in funding Jim in Wales. And some people just have something personal against us. And I'm not really sure what that's about, because we've never slept with their wives, kicked their dog, beat their kid, keyed their car, and never even taken a single dollar from them. All we've done is actually support them as Hexakins. And for some reason, they still want to come at us sideways. And that's, to me, that's a bullish sign. That shows me that we're doing something right. You don't know you're doing something right till the haters come out. So I like this. It's actually really bullish for me. Yes, having your taxes in order is separate from having your assets in order. Yep, that is true. Hey, thanks, AJ Rip City. Grateful for you and your team, KNTX. Glad I caught the stream. Have a great day, Hexakin, bro. Exactly. We're here just to, a lot of us have life-changing wealth at this point. Rah, go, Hex and Pulse, Richard Hart. It's going to change the world. We're already starting to. And just go enjoy yourselves, guys. Stop fighting over stuff that doesn't even matter. This is true. And this is with asset protection too. If you represent yourself in court, you have a fool for a client. If you represent yourself on your own financial account, you have a fool for a client. That's that's the way I feel about it. Hey, Blackwing, message me. I'll look for your message. Message me on Telegram. Blackwing's another one of those guys that he and I and Crypto Ewok have been in the same things for a long time. Yep, I agree. When you're winning, that's when the haters come out. That's right, bro. Keep it up. Thanks, brother. The haters hate themselves most of all. It's projection. Yeah, I didn't want to throw that out there, but I completely agree with that sentiment, Ross. It's 100%. When someone else's insecurities bother them so much, they project them on other people and they use it as an excuse to attack that person. That's Matty Allen should have brought that up already if he hasn't. So as a health professional, a mental health professional. T-shares, yeah. So yes, the not per wallet. So if you want to accumulate all your wallets under them, it would be an aggregate of all the values of the wallets together to lower that fee. I miss Nerd Girl. She was easy on the eyes. I love it. Love you, KNTX. I ain't got the bags that day oneers got, and I'm not on US soil, but I think I'll register a consult anyway. So along those lines, T-Bird, I know you're Australian. We are getting hit up. Like, we have hundreds of Australians that have hit us up. So, and they by far, I'm sorry, UK, sorry, European Union, they by far outnumber the consults that have been set up versus other foreign countries. So the Australians were getting the first crack. We have a meeting tomorrow with an international trust attorney to help us figure out this solution for Australians. So don't know any details yet on how that's going to work and if we're going to be able to provide all the same protections, but hopefully at least on the tax front, we'll be able to. So, yeah. All right. Well, I think, hey, Matty Allen, good to see you, brother. Let's go. Yep, good to see you. Yes. I was giving you props as a mental health care professional. We were talking about how people that are insecure usually project those on other people so that they have a reason to attack people. All right, guys. So I want to actually touch base on this. Nociv, I was skeptical at first. I went to a competitor, but now I know it's best to stick with the OGs that want to go to bat for us. So we have a horror story, and I'm not saying it's going to be the same for everyone, but we actually have a horror story of what has happened to some of these people. Actually, one person who was a catalyst to helping all of this come together went to over 50 different accountants and attorneys, got the door slammed on their face, had multiple bank accounts shut down because they didn't go through the LLC route. It's horrible story. So we're going to put that together. And he was looking at paying somewhere close to $200,000 for a lot of the same solutions. So after beating down doors. So I'm going to go ahead and end it at that, guys. It's good to see you guys all. Just got a letter from the mail from the IRS. Is this a sign? That's awesome. I love it. Hey, thanks, Sandy. Appreciate you guys. We'll have, as more questions come up, we'll address more of those. We're going to have some of these professionals, the tax professionals and the legal professionals come on and give a little more guidance and a little more detail on some of these things. But I just wanted to at least give you kind of a whiteboard of the overlay and how this all works and why the fees are what they are and how there's really not any money made off of that. The private equity deals are really where the money in the future comes from. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to tell you is that this whole structure right here, we're actually doing it in reverse. So one of our new business partners, we've brought him on board. He is elite in the world of bringing together celebrities and sports stars and throwing events. He just sold one of his events for almost $2 million, an annual event that he does. And he still has part ownership in it, or at least helps manage to run it. That brings in some huge stars and some huge names. And so he's going to be throwing a lot of the events for MCA clientele. He can get you yachts. He can get you private planes within 4 hours, throw these huge parties. He just had a box at the Super Bowl. He's going to be able to connect us with other people outside the community. And then we're actually going to do the reverse. So we're going to run this in reverse and bring people that are already wealthy, celebrities, stars, financial people, and run them into Hex and Pulse crypto. So by the way, that's a double-edged sword on that one. So I love it. Hey, John May, love you, brother. Much love, KNTX. Appreciate you, man. So just want to throw that out there as well. I appreciate you guys all joining me today. Sorry if there was a little disruption in the chat. That's all right. We like it. It doesn't bother us. And we will see you guys next time.